The first time I heard her voice after the funeral, it came with the sunlight. Soft, familiar, terrifying. "My room's cold, Mama. Can you fix it?" The first time I heard her, it was just past dawn. I was sitting at the kitchen table, half asleep, staring blankly at my coffee when her voice came floating down the hallway. "Mama, where's Mr. Whiskers?" I dropped the mug. It shattered across the floor, but I barely noticed. That voice, it was Lily's. Soft, sweet, just like always. But she was gone. I had buried her 4 days ago. I stood frozen, heart pounding in my chest. Maybe I imagined it. Grief does strange things to the mind, right? But then I heard it again. "My room's cold, Mama." I crept toward the hallway, every nerve in my body screaming to run the other way. Her bedroom door was cracked open. Morning light spilled across the floor, bright and warm. I stepped inside. It smelled like her. Lavender shampoo, crayons, childhood. Then I heard her again, closer this time, like she was right beside me. "Did you feed Mr. Whiskers? He gets mad if you forget." I spun around. No one there, but the curtains rustled as if someone had passed by, even though the window was shut, and the stuffed bunny on her pillow had been turned to face the doorway. That became the pattern. Every morning, just after sunrise, Lily would talk to me. Her voice was clear, not ghostly or distorted, just normal, like she was sitting in her room playing dolls. She told me about her dreams, asked about her toys, even asked what day it was. She was calm, never frightened. I started responding. At first, just whispers, then full conversations. I didn't question it anymore. I just accepted it. I needed her. I didn't care how or why she was still speaking to me. All that mattered was that I wasn't alone. But slowly, things started to change. She began mentioning things happening around the house. Things I hadn't told anyone. She knew I dropped a plate in the kitchen the day before. She asked why I cried in the laundry room at night. Once, she even asked about the man I saw standing outside the window the previous evening, a man I hadn't told anyone about. That's when I realized Lily wasn't just talking to me. She was watching after a week of morning conversations. I finally asked her, "Lily, why don't you ever talk to me at night?" There was a pause, a long one. I thought maybe she was gone. But then she whispered, barely audible over the soft creak of the floorboards. "Because at night I'm not alone." I felt ice crawl down my spine. I pressed her gently for more, but she wouldn't answer. She changed the subject, started humming her favorite lullaby. I tried again the next morning, and this time she said something different. "He doesn't like when I talk too much." "He?" My hands trembled. I asked who he was. She didn't say, just a tiny, fearful whisper. "Don't stay in my room after dark, Mama. Promise." That day, I checked her room top to bottom. Nothing unusual, except the window was slightly cracked. Even though I knew I had closed it, Mr. Whiskers, her cat, refused to go near her doorway anymore. He sat at the top of the stairs and stared, ears flat and tail twitching. That night, I made the mistake of lingering in her room past sundown, just to test it, just to prove to myself there was nothing to fear. The change was subtle at first. The warm air turned cold. The night light flickered. And then I heard footsteps, slow, dragging just outside the door. I left, fast. The next morning, Lily was crying. "Why didn't you listen to me, Mama? Now he's mad." I tried recording her voice once, placing my phone on her bed at sunrise. When I played it back, nothing, no sound, just static and faint thumps, like something heavy walking around. The rules became clearer. She only spoke in sunlight. Her room had to stay clean, her toys untouched. I had to close the window before sunset, and most importantly, never, ever go into her closet. I asked what happened if I did. She whispered, "That's where he watches from. He's waiting." More things started shifting. Her door sometimes opened on its own. Her rocking chair moved at night. I found muddy footprints leading out of her closet, even though the floor had been spotless the day before. I followed her rules. But I could feel the day coming when even those wouldn't be enough. I woke up before sunrise that day, eager to hear her voice again. But the house was silent. Too silent. Lily? I called softly from the hallway. No answer. I waited. I sat outside her door as the sun rose and the first light spilled into the corridor. I begged her to speak. I told her stories. I even sang the lullaby she used to hum. Still nothing. Her absence was louder than any scream, and I knew something had changed. As the hours dragged on, dread settled deep in my chest. I checked her room over and over again. Her bed remained untouched, her closet door tightly shut, as if sealed from inside. I placed her favorite teddy bear on the pillow. I even reopened the window, hoping it would bring her back. But dusk came, and with it, footsteps. Not hers. Heavier, slower, deliberate. I should have run. I should have locked myself in my room and waited for morning. But I couldn't. I had to know. I had to see. So I entered her room after dark for the second time. The air turned to ice the moment I stepped in. The nightlight flickered, then died completely. I could see my breath. The teddy bear was gone from the bed, moved, placed gently in the rocking chair, which now rocked back and forth, creaking with a rhythm that didn't match my heartbeat. I whispered, "Lily, please." Then I heard it, from the closet. Creak, creak, creak. The door slowly slid open. A shadow stood there. Long, impossibly thin arms. A head that scraped the ceiling. Eyes like hollow pits, glowing faintly. But the worst part wasn't its form. It was the sound that came next. "Mama, I told you not to come." It was Lily's voice, but wrong. Distorted, like someone trying to wear her voice like a costume. And then, softer, from deeper inside the closet. "He won't let me talk anymore." That's when I knew. The thing that had been speaking to me during the day may not have been Lily at all. I ran, locked every door, sealed the windows, burned the rocking chair. Now, even in daylight, the house is silent. And sometimes I see the closet door in her room just slightly open. Waiting grief can blur the lines between memory and reality. But when we cling too tightly to what's gone, we may open doors that were never meant to be unlocked.